At a time when most people are still graduating from high school, she achieved a milestone by smashing records and defying expectations. Discover the incredible journey of Haley Taylor Schlitz, the youngest Black female law school graduate in American history, who spent her first year of college and the majority of her second year studying chemistry instead of law. She also decided to major in education and concentrated on becoming a teacher, since she saw teaching as a means of changing the institution from the inside out and law as a means of changing it from the outside in. She saw that pursuing a legal career would also allow her to safeguard pupils. Descendant of immigrants from both Africa and Europe, Haley Taylor Schlitz rose to fame in 2019 when, at the age of 16, she was accepted into 9 different law schools. Taylor Schlitz claims that having more time to pursue her interests is the main advantage of this arrangement. After age 22, she is not obliged to go to law school. She entered law school at age 16 and graduated at age 19. It's great to have more time. She repeated the feat in May 2022 when she became the youngest Black graduate of Dallas's law school, the Dedman School of Law at Southern Methodist University. The American Bar Association reports that just 5% of attorneys in the United States identify as Black, making her achievement all the more remarkable. Taylor Schlitz decided to pursue this career path to contribute to the nation's education legislation reform efforts, which aim to make education more equal for all pupils. She also represents the College of Professional Education in the Student Senate. Taylor Schlitz, who is now 21 years old, was sworn in as an attorney on Wednesday at the Minnesota State Bar Association. She is now authorized to practice law in the North Star State after passing the Minnesota bar exam. She began her career as a teacher after completing law school 2 years ago. She is presently instructing 5th graders in U.S. history at Idea Edgecliff, a K-9 public school in Fort Worth, Texas. Taylor Schlitz states that she decided on TWU after realizing she wanted a school that would support her as a woman and help her realize her full potential. She discovered a community of encouraging teachers and students at TWU. They included her in conversations even after learning that she was a little girl. They supported and accepted her wholeheartedly. Taylor Schlitz's battle to be recognized as a talented student prompted her to decide to go to law school following graduation. Her goal is to become a spokesperson for increased diversity in programs for the gifted and talented. As a youth activist, she has so far had great success. Apart from her writing and advocacy for fair education, Taylor Schlitz has also taken part in the Teen Summer Public Policy Program of the American Civil Liberties Union and held the record for being the youngest delegate to the Texas Democratic Party convention. Her graduation from SMU Law was covered by news outlets worldwide, and her academic achievements have brought her multiple national honors. Taylor Schlitz stated that she is still pursuing further bar licenses and that her goals are still focused on the law. One of Taylor Schlitz's teachers claimed that they knew she would succeed after receiving her Juris Doctor 2 years ago. Haley's accomplishments during her time at SMU Law School have made us immensely proud. Professor Jennifer Collins of the SMU Dedman School of Law at the time commented, "We are excited to watch all the amazing places her work will take her and believe she will make a difference in this world." When Taylor Schlitz looked back on her achievements at the time, she gave her parents, siblings, and mother credit for their unwavering support. Her motivation was sparked by her early experience of being homeschooled by her parents after being turned away from gifted education programs in public schools. Taylor Schlitz's parents observed that she was becoming disinterested in school in the 5th grade. They continually requested that she take a giftedness test, but they were told no. They decided to homeschool her as a result of this. Her mother, the well-known Dr. Maisha Taylor, co-wrote The Homeschool Alternative, Incorporating a Homeschool Mindset for the Benefit of Black Children in America, a book on these experiences. She intends to assist other youngsters who might not have access to education and whose families are either unable to remove them from public schools or are unaware that homeschooling is a possibility. Racism appeared to be a contributing factor, and she had experienced it previously. She once played a mixed-race slave in a play called Northern Aggression that the Texas school performed. On another occasion, a white student approached Taylor Schlitz during a session about slavery and remarked, "You know, if we lived back in that time, I would own you." Racism in schools occurs frequently, especially in the Deep South. The majority of Black Americans reside in this region, which has seen conspicuous legislative opposition to critical race theory. Taylor Schlitz was ultimately identified as a bright student after her parents paid to have their daughter assessed privately. She was able to learn more quickly and faced more challenges because she was homeschooled as opposed to attending a regular school. She claimed that it allowed her the flexibility to learn at her own pace. She had to learn how to follow directions, work from a syllabus, and meet deadlines since she was homeschooled. Because she was a Black woman and so young, she wasn't so much concerned with whether or not she would succeed in law school as with what law school would entail for her, she explains. However, the student body was welcoming. Nobody harassed or discriminated against her, and she received a lot of support from everyone. My experience with it made me see that a lot of girls and pupils of color are not included in our country's gifted and talented programs, says Taylor Schlitz. Her age and socio-cultural background provided her with a unique perspective on law school and higher education. Since many of the decision-makers crafting today's K-12 and higher education regulations are older, her age is particularly significant for someone wishing to pursue a career in educational policy, she adds. She is of the age that the laws being crafted influence her generation, but many of the legislators are much older, and the laws they draft for our educational systems, in particular, and other systems that touch young people, don't directly affect them. When she comments on issues affecting minorities, she speaks for the majority of her generation, which puts her in a unique position to be an advocate. She believes that her intersectionality as a woman, a Black woman, a member of Generation Z, and a young person gives her a special perspective on civil rights and advocacy as well as our educational system. In addition to being very engaged in politics, Generation Z is the first majority-minority generation in American history. Being a young law student, belonging to that generation, and being able to relate to and speak with many of my minority friends all have a lot to do with politics, advocacy, and leadership in that field. According to Taylor Schlitz, a significant part of what keeps her going is her support system. Her mother is likely the person who has inspired and supported her the most out of all of them. She mentioned that since her mother works as an emergency room physician, she had always wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps. Despite this, she said that she is still a major life counselor and an excellent advisor to me, even if she is currently enrolled in law school. Taylor Schlitz stated that her objective is to fight for equity and support other kids, and she is now even more committed to this cause. Taylor Schlitz previously stated that it's a lot closer to being able to truly make the impact that she's been discussing and much more tangible. Write that legislation and get active. Taylor Schlitz stated she had one important piece of advice for those who are looking for their success. You don't find your path, you make it. All you need do is to take life by the reins, by the horns, and just really make what you want your reality. She also urged individuals to seize the chance and not be scared to take risks because making mistakes is acceptable. She went on, just go back to your foundation and build up again, adding that you shouldn't let boxes or stereotypes or other people's attempts to tell you yes or no limit you. It's up to you. Her accomplishment serves as a reminder that, for those who dare to dream, the future is bright. She is a formidable force due to her intelligence, ambition, and dedication to the pursuit of justice. I hope her story inspires young Black women everywhere, showing them that regardless of how ambitious they may seem, they too can overcome obstacles and realize their aspirations. If you find this video interesting and would like to learn more about Black history, let us know. Kindly click the like and subscribe buttons to get notifications every time we upload new videos. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.